All right, welcome back from that short break. Of course, the show stayed a break live on Dominion Television, where inspiration meets entertainment. And of course, we've been talking about the major stories on the pages of the newspaper. We'll go straight into analysis this morning, as we have in the studio Comrade Afolabi, who is a public affairs analyst. And of course, with him, we'll be doing justice to the stories on the pages of the newspaper this morning. Of course, we are going to start with the new NNPCL GCEO, as the Unveils agenda aims to attract $30 billion sectoral investment by 2027, which is almost here in 2 years' time. And of course, says $16 billion by 2030, another 3 years, meaning he has a project of 5 years on his end. How does he intend to go about this? Don't forget, the rider we have here says to raise crude oil production to over 2 million per barrel through 2027, and of course achieve 3 million barrel per day by 2030. And of course, he has vowed to pursue companies' bold ambitions. Okay, so if the NNPCL had bold ambitions, and of course we had you know, we've been around this corner for a long time, and this quota given to Nigeria by OPEC for years now has not been met. What exactly is wrong with that sector? Is there anything wrong that an average Nigerian is not seeing? That means that we cannot meet up with the the quota given to us by OPEC and the effect that has had on the Nigerian economy. Because if Nigeria is meeting up OPEC, means they are going to make more money. And of course, when more money comes, more projects for Nigerians.
Hopefully projects.
Let's just put it that way. That's exactly what those monies are meant for. And of course, over time, there has been past projects by the NNPCL. They also had, corporate social responsibilities. These are things an average Nigerian will not be looking at. What exactly is the problem with the NNPCL? Well,
like you have rightly said, we expect that with the new GM, with the new managers and the directors in charge, we expect that this new team will make a turnaround of the overhaul of the entire sector. You know, talking about this NNPC, it has generated a lot of concern on Nigerians because, you know, for close to a decade, a refinery refused to come up, and suddenly when an individual person bring in a team of people, experts, and put up his own refinery, then we see our NNPC becoming dutiful, becoming active, unlike what we should expect from them. At a point in Nigeria, we've had NNPC saying that they cannot even, there is no interest, there is nothing they can put back into the Nigerian coffer in terms of revenue generation. So you ask yourself, on all that you are making, on all that Nigerians depend on, why is it this? Yes, you said something the other time that, is there anything Nigerians, and every Nigerian don't know about what is going on? A lot we don't know. A lot we don't know about the refinery that has failed to kick up.
Billions and billions have been spent
and you will see people
getting
salaries at that particular place.
Just like Ajaokuta still rolling. What is happening there?
So you ask
people yourself, are still working there.
People are still working, and there's no result. It's not an operation. There was this time that they
have MDs.
There are even a period.
They have directors.
There are even a period that they I don't want to say scam. You know, they throw up the light and said that this thing is already operating, and suddenly we hear from the community leaders there that the last truck that came up that drove out of that place was one that has already been filled. You know, that before then. So it means that even when the refinery is moribund, something is still coming out. So you ask yourself, who is behind all this? We don't have ghosts working there. They are Nigerians, those who benefiting from the place. So right now we've had this new management. They've given us their short-term goal, their long-term goal. They're telling us that they'll do all this, they'll do this. Yes, we open, they will do that.
Are you saying there is operational inefficiency in the NNPCL?
There's nothing like that. Look at our own NNPC depot here in Ibadan. that has been down for over 5 years. And nothing is done to it.
So do you think this new agenda is achievable within these 2 years? Because you will have a plan for 2027 and 2030.
I want to say all this is also behind politics. I'm not saying, I don't believe anything coming out until it is practically done and we all can see it. You, me, everybody can see it. We can feel it. Not only see, we can feel it that yes, the money generated from the NNPCL is going to this coffer, and the social responsibility that they ought to take in charge of. We know in the past, the part of the social responsibility NNPCL take charge of is the scholarship. I have a very close friend who benefited from this scholarship and was from secondary school level higher to the institution. But I hardly see that now. You know, it has come to a time when the scholarship is streamlined to some people's, children beneficiary. So that is just it. The refinery, our own depot, even in Ibadan here, have refused to work, and people depend solely on that refinery. Families depend on that refinery.
Would that be attributed to accountability and corruption?
It is part of what we are talking about. How do you expect this station to be like that and nothing is taking place? That place is to have to take care of nothing less than 500 people in terms of workers there. So I tell you, where are we going? If they have given us all this, I want to ask them, what are the action plan? How do we monitor this? How can they be accountable to us? Where can we go to? You may not even need to come on stage every time to talk to us. Let's go on a particular page or a website that we can click on, and we can see your performance. We can see the rate of your performance, where you have done. Maybe you are doing a construction work from Lagos to Ibadan. Let us work it out. Let's see it working.
So is this basically for NNPCL, or you're just talking about the government in general?
People in the NNPCL and in the government. Our president is in charge. He's the sole administrator who had appointed a GM. It is not by you or me. There is no way we vote that this is the person we want. If it has been an opportunity for us to vote, maybe we would not have voted those who are right now the man in charge, the team in charge.
So do you think the privatization of the NNPCL is actually working, or it's still in the government, like you've said?
It's still in the government. Okay, look at Dangote refinery. The government is trying to dictate the price for. How can a man come up with a plan, put up his own station or his refinery, and that is when you wake up from your slumber and you felt that the price that person will be selling should be determined by you. When you are not the one determining his rice price. You're not the one determining his cement price. You don't look at his other production.
But some Nigerians are calling for price regulation. Don't you think they are doing their job by regulating the price?
They are only trying to protect their own interests. They are not regulating any price. Exactly. In any of their sector, which of them will you point out to that the government is regulating the price? Even in the medical sector.
They could be starting from the NNPCL.
Why
starting from the price of oil?
That is not where to start from. Start from our food production. Start from our food distribution. Start from the medical sectors.
Supplies.
Start from all those areas where you can buy paracetamol here and go up there and get the same thing at that price. Start at that end. Start from our educational sector.
You mentioned that the depot in Ibadan has not been working for 5 years.
Over 5 years, my brother.
Now, don't you think this is attributed to bunkering?
Is it
smuggling?
Is it bunkering? Is it smuggling? It is bad administration. See, my brother, when you talk about bunkering, smuggling, I want to tell you that it is not done by me and you. It is only done by those who understand it. So there was a time in Nigeria where these oil pipeline boxing, become everyday activities. And I asked myself, I was opportune to trace that of Arepo end. At that place, I have a friend who is one of the security agencies there. So I followed him up, and I got to that place. I saw the pipe, and it dawned on me that an ordinary man will not just go to this place, hit it with an hammer, and the thing burst up. It's not possible. You must go there with your tools. Then, as going there with your tools, some people will be there looking out for you. How is it going up? It's not easy. It's not easy to just bring out the car and say you want to remove 50 liters of care, 25. It's not possible. Those who are doing the sabotage activities understand it very well. It's not done by an ordinary man like me and you.
Okay, if you're talking about bad administration, this particular government has been in power for like 2 years, so it's basically from the previous administration. Can't we look at it in another light, saying that at least the Port Harcourt refinery has come back to life, and we have the Warri refinery? At least it's going to be a gradual process.
Let me cut you there. This administration is not just in government for 3 years. We only changed our president.
Okay.
This administration is made up of the same people who have been in the same party or in Nigeria for the past 10 years. And that is just it. So I want to tell you that they could
have different philosophies, ideologies.
The Kyari guy just got out of the office of
Mele Kyari.
Not long ago.
Yeah. He was appointed by President Buhari then.
And then he is there. He came up on the public stations and told us that there is nothing we can get from that station. And that even they are even extending our crude oil to pay debts outside the country. You can understand. And this is what Nigeria depends on. Some people are beneficiaries of that state. They dictate the tune. They are the set of people that condemn the past government of so many things that they are now doing, even worse than what those guys done at their own period. So it is we are only waiting for government to tell us, before you can tell somebody like me that you are performing, I want to feel it, I want to see it, I want to touch it and be assured that yes, you're really performing. It's not this talking is sweet. I don't buy into it.
All right, talking about subsidy removal in Nigeria, it has happened before. There were protests. Subsidy was removed again by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and it seemed like it was normal. Your take?
Well, we're waiting for the subsidy removal, its effects, its impact on an average Nigeria. When it was about to be removed by this government and last past government, they talk about the first subsidizing it. We felt that yes, we will say goodbye to it all. But after the subsidy removal, we also learned that there is some money the government are paying for silently without our knowledge. But one thing you should understand about government activity is that no matter how you in government try to take the people away from knowing about it, the news is either coming from Nigeria or from overseas. At this time, foreign news will tell the truth. If you have to silence all the media houses in Nigeria, not to tell the truth, not to say how it should be, some very reputable ones will look into it and tell the truth how it should be. So we talk about subsidy removal. Are we feeling it? How is it on our food price? How is it on our importation? How is it on our daily activities? We've not felt the impact. It's even more worse. It's more worse on us now than we can ever imagine. When the man that first proposed the subsidy removal came on board to say it, these are the set of people who told us to our face that it is scam.
All right, let me ask you this question. In the year 1973, price was increased of fuel in Nigeria. Petrol was increased from 6 kobo to 8.45 kobo. In 1978, 15.3 kobo during General Olusegun Obasanjo regime. And of course, in 1982, 20 kobo under President Shehu Shagari. And of course, in 1986, jumped to 39.5 kobo during General Ibrahim Babangida's administration. In 1993, under Enestronekon, prices surged from 70 kobo to 5 naira, a 614% increase. In 1994, reduced to 3.25 naira by General Sani Abacha. And of course, in 1998, increased to 25 naira under General Abdulsalami Abubakar. In 2000 to 2007, multiple hikes under President Olusegun Obasanjo, reaching 75 naira per liter. And of course, in 2007, it was reduced to 65 naira per liter by President Mahmoud Musa Yar'Adua. Then, in 2012, it was increased to 141 naira, then reduced to 97 naira following public protest during President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. In 2015, reduced to 87 naira in February, and of course in 2016 increased to 145 naira under President Muhammadu Buhari. Recent fuel hike increase post-subsidy removal on May 29, 2023, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu announced the removal of fuel subsidy. June 2023, pump price rose to 550 naira per liter. In July, same year, 2023, further increased to 617 naira per litre. All right, in September 3, jumped to 897 naira per litre, marking a 45% increase from the previous price. And in November 2024, average price reached 1,214 naira 17 kobo per litre, an 87.10% increase from 648.93 in November 2023. There has been drastic increase in price over the years. It is not limited to this administration. It has always been like that in the history of Nigeria.
Two presidents was quoted in your analysis, not in your history, in the reduction and the increase of petrol price, and that was Abacha and
Umar Musa Yar'Adua,
who brought it down to a particular, to a price at which people were happy to, to patronize. I tell you, this Yar'Adua, look at Abacha then. Yes, he may have his military action and way of operation, but he understood some certain thing that this fuel price, this particular resources that we generate here should be for us, and that it should be a kind of resources that should benefit us, not to harm us. That is the same thing with Yar'Adua. That was the same thought. And then when you say when it came to the worst ever we have ever experienced was from this particular present administration, who told us that they are removing it so as to not to be paying for the subsidy, and then it becomes the operational
but
players.
Governors are getting more money now since the first subsidy removal.
And since they have been getting the more money, what have you been seeing?
That's why people are not asking questions from the government. They are not asking questions from the local government chairman.
80,000 naira salary for monthly salary, have they been paying it? Are we not about getting to a point where some people will go on street again protesting for not payment of their salary? Those who are getting more money, what have you seen in their streets? Let
me ask you this question. If Nigeria has crude oil, if we have refineries, or if we have money to build refineries, why are Nigerians buying fuel at the current price?
My brother, this
almost 900 naira per litre.
You are saying the same thing. We are both saying the same thing. Until somebody came up to say he wants to build a private refinery, the government has always pushed us to the wall. If not for Dangote, who came up to say, okay, I want to start producing my own fuel and then selling it, and then, reducing. Look at the capacity he put up at that particular refinery station. You understand that this is what Nigeria can do ordinarily, but because of this sabotage, corruption, and the party government that has destroyed all that we have put on ground, we have the resources. It only takes us to put in the willpower, and that is what our problem is.
But the president has said that we're living a fake life all the while. That's why the
removal of subsidy
was necessary.
Is it directing it to us or the people in government? They are the one living the fake life. They are the one protecting the fake life. And that is why you see Nigerians going into any dubious activities just to make ends meet. It's not easy. It's only those who have been affected that can tell the story. They are not affected. Okay, if you want to tell us that this is how we do it, start from your own end. Reduce your number of ministers. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, this present government has the largest ministers. You ask yourself, what are these ministry even doing in the cabinet? Ministry of Livestock. For what?
Now, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. There are cases where the military, while patrolling in bushes, in shanties, in creeks, they get to meet refineries created by some Nigerians, modular refineries created by Nigerians. They destroy them instead of harnessing those refineries to produce more crude, more fuel for Nigerians. Why do they destroy them?
That is another. You see, it is like this. When an idea is not coming from you, it's not coming from me. That is our mentality here, and it's coming from you. Some people felt that they need to do everything possible to destroy such idea. See, at a point in Nigeria, a particular government came up to say, let us harness all these modular refineries together, make them to operate, put them on list, and then tax them, so that they pay tax, they become responsible. And that is just it. These modular refineries are not just happening. They are in the creek. They are because those guys at the creek understand how it should be operated. So you get it. And those who are destroying it are military guys, are the ones also going behind to put it up again.
Should states invest in refineries?
Why not?
Those states has refineries.
Why not?
Modular refineries.
Why not? Why can't state invest in refineries? Why can't state invest
some local governments in some part of the country can afford to have modular refineries.
Can it?
My sister, this is the question Nigerians should be asking, that is asking us. Why can't state invest in refineries? Why can't state invest in solar power, in even power generation? Why can't state invest
Till
in
today
that?
we import solar panels.
Till date, they said they're giving autonomy to states. I'm waiting for the first state that will say, yes, from my own state, I can be assured that Nigerians in my state will get light directly from our own state stores.
This autonomy that we're saying that it has been given to states, is just like we're hearing that autonomy has been given to local governments too. And is it actually working?
That's the problem. Okay, look at the local government too.
Who should be blamed?
It is the people in government, not me and you. When we go to school and study the role of local government under the constitution, we understand that they are also an independent sector, an independent arm of government that are closer to the people. But right now, because the people in power understand that the only better way they can earn money, they can siphon money, they can make themselves bigger, richer than any other person. You know, in some states now, the king is even an ordinary stamp.
Is it just about the money or the control of the structure?
When you talk about power,
grassroots politics,
you cannot talk about power without money. It's only pity that many of them leave the stage and they start regretting. In 8 years, I used to tell people, allow the man to do his beautiful nonsense. In less than 8 years, you'll be out of the place. But the truth of the matter is that this is the kind of mentality our political elite have posed on us, have put before us, have made ourselves to look like before the international world, have made us to, because we have every resources. We have every resources. If Oyo State want to generate power right now, there are places you can just throw it up to. Is it from Shaki to Iseyin? Is it from is it from Oyo? Just put up a solar panel there, even generate your own light there. Is it where? Then talk about those who are at the very close end to the refinery, to the creek. They can start their own modular refineries and then make it operation, and then tap it and then supply their people. Look at one of the reasons why fuel is on the high side in Oyo State right now is because our own depot is not working. So you need to go to Lagos to go and load fuel. Unlike before that they come to Akpata here to load fuel. And people in Akpata here are no more working. Families are redundant. Families are dying because their families, everybody depend on that station. So this is how we intentionally killed our sources, killed our spirit, killed the people that will be productive to us. So the government in power, they are only looking, they are self-centered. Their selfishness has grown to a point where Nigerians are even afraid to stay in Nigeria. And that is why you see also many other things that Nigerians dabble into. I listened to you when you were talking about the CBS, and people are dying. You cannot imagine where somebody is trying to grow his business little by little, and somebody just enter into politics, and before you know it, the man has become a bigger man, a grown man. You know, he controls his territory. He tell you do that as his colleague while you were just together before he enter into politics to go and mobilize 1,000 people, and I will be giving you 5,000 naira per person. So this people wants to reason higher outside the box, and it is only fortunate that they enter into the wrong hands.
Let's talk insecurity in the country this morning. There has been a lot of insecurity issues around the country, from the south to the southeast, to the northwest, to the north central, to the northeast. Wherever you talk about security, it is everywhere.
Yes.
If it is not banditry, it is the insurgency, kidnap and ransom, whatever you want to call it. Even herdsmen, supposed herdsmen, are on rampage in some places in the country. But of course, a few days ago, Governor Muftuango Plateau State said his own people have to start looking out for themselves.
Yes, defend
and
themselves.
we asked questions. He has to define it. How do they defend themselves?
What are the
Take, for
mechanisms
example, we have seen cases where farmers sprayed their farms with poisons, knowing fully well their herders will come. And those cows died and the farmers were arrested. How do they defend themselves?
A particular man is even in court right now who defend himself against an herdsman, and he was arrested because in the process he killed that guy, and he was arrested and is going through a lot right now. He may be even sentenced to death. But if that guy has not defended himself, he will have been killed. What will happen to that herdsman that have come into his farm? What will happen to him? You see, our insecurity is not naturally made. Our insecurity is not foreign made. Our insecurity is our own made. Man-made insecurity. And it depends on the territory you find yourself, the area you find yourself. In the north, they have it either in religion, they have it either in control of power, because they generated the crisis. They brought it up.
How?
Yeah, they brought it up because they want to control some certain power. They come up with religion. They talk those that Boko is Haram, that book is Haram. It's not that it is the foreign partners of Nigerians or foreign people that brought it in. They said book Haram, that they don't want the people to read book. They want them to read Quran. But even if you have to read Quran, you must also be enlightened. You must also learn how to start reading.
To read and write.
You must also learn how to start reading. So I don't know why that particular mentality come up, but some people are earning from it. You know, when they don't, a particular man was everywhere telling us that he knows their den, he knows where they stay. He can walk in there. We've seen pictures, we've seen videos where some elite has taken pictures with them. You know, sitting right side by side. We've seen a particular commissioner, custom officer, who said that because they've helped him, he's releasing this bag of rice to them. Imagine, a lot has happened that international world will just look at us and laugh and wait for, you know, that shows our strength in national building. That shows the kind of power we have. It's not the number of security men that we parade. It shows the kind of strength. How we can, if we want to have an infiltrator right now, it is easy to come in. Imagine many stations of recent were burned down by these banditries, and you ask yourself what are the mechanisms on ground. When that governor came up on stage and said his people should defend themselves. Yes, they have nothing than their hand and whatever they can find very close to them to defend themselves. The governor has not provided them with AK-47 against that person that is coming to their house with AK-47 every night. Till last Sunday, we heard that they still went to their villages and killed not less than 51 people. So how do we defend ourselves? What are the mechanisms on ground? But maybe because some of our elite sons and daughters has not been taken care of, has not been affected. And that was why we still have the ordinary Nigerian. You
said something about engineering insecurity in some parts of the country for selfish reasons.
Yes.
I was walking down a particular place in Ibadan a few days ago. I can't remember vividly how it was coined, but it was more or less like a center for the abolishment of innovation. It's a body. It was written on the bus. I saw it there. I thought it was a mistake. I turned to the other side. It was there too.
No.
How do you preach that to people, that innovation is a crime or it should not be done?
That is it. So it's a man-made, it is, you know, they look for people who are less privileged in terms of understanding and knowledge. And they brainwash them. It happens in our religious society. It's more of that, you know, it's even lesser here, but it's higher in that end because of the kind of religions they practice and leaders they have. Not all of them, none of these religions is bad. But I tell you, the kind of leaders they have is such that they look for their kind of understanding and brainwash them.
Okay, that takes us to the power sector this morning. I'm very sorry about that. That takes us to the power sector. Power generation is now at 6,000 megawatts in Nigeria. Has electricity really improved?
My brother, as of this morning, I'm here with my phone and my power bank. And every member of my family already has a power bank.
Everyone has a power bank.
My wife, my daughter, my son, everybody has a power bank. And if electricity has improved, I don't think I should be coming down here, even with my charger, hoping that when I get to the station, I can still charge in 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And that tells you the level of the poor power generation we are having. Somebody said they have increased the band A price stuff. I told some people at home, every night we use generator for 2 hours and we buy fuel to 2,000. So if I am to buy fuel for every day, like 2,000, 10 days in a month, and that's how much.
That's 20,000 naira.
And you have to bill me for constant power supply for 10,000 naira every month. Won't I be able to pay? And that generator I'm using is not taking charge of our refrigerator because my wife, as a caterer, depends solely on her refrigerator to power so many things that she wants to reserve there. And so that is not taking care of it. If we have to put on solar, we need to do the kind of solar that will take care of us in our own apartment will not be less than 4 point something million naira. And if we have to say we want to start paying instrumentally, then we'll be increasing it to 6.8 million naira. Then we'll pay at the point for a spread of 1.5 years.
All right, talking about electricity and the current hike in price, it is not limited to the common man on the street.
Yes.
Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Obafemi Hamzat, came out to say
he just confirmed what I said.
His electricity bill jumped from 2-point-something million naira to 27 million naira, all in the space of how long?
I have said on his post that the man should go and pay. He should go and pay. I don't know why he's crying, because he's in government. He's part of the policy makers. They are part of the people that put me and you here.
He's just a deputy governor.
Because before my
he doesn't attend FEC meetings.
Before you look this beautiful, your clothes must have been ironed. And take for instance, it's not ironed, and you look coming down here. Our beautiful audience outside there will be asking us on our platform, why is this pretty lady not well taken care of? And that is the condition.
And the discourse exploiting Nigeria.
A lot of exploitation. You are the one that will pay for your meter. They will be the one that will come and install it. You will be the one that will pay for your
Some communities buy poles, they buy transformers.
So what is the essence of privatization actually?
That is the question.
And they should pay for the
you will pay for the guys
to come and install.
The transformer goes bad, we
the
contribute
wire that will
and
connect you to the transformer through your life.
You buy it yourself.
Through your phone, you buy it. We contribute. That is the condition. And you see, when people talk about Japa and so many other things Nigerians take as options to better their lives, I said, come, before you could judge Nigerians, please, let's analyze these things. Let's see why they are doing it. Let's put it side by side. Why the Nigerians are involved in all this. Because, come, you build your house, you get your fence, you put a barbed wire, a CCTV is on it, you get a dog to also secure you, you get a security man at your gate, and at the community gate, you also get a security man that we pay for.
Then where's the security provided by the government?
Where is the security? Your own light that you want to use in your house, you contribute for the pole, you contribute for the wire that will take you to the meter.
And you still don't have light.
You still don't have light.
You have to rely on generator.
You rely on
some solar panels.
And solar panel.
Well,
and when you go out there, they tell us that they in UK, in US, is tax. Please tax me and give me what I want. Tax me, let me know why I'm paying my tax.
Will Nigerians be ready to pay tax?
Who told you? Who told you Nigeria is not ready? Is Nigeria not paying for the light they are not getting? Are we not paying? Are we not paying for the security guys that they are not securing us? Are we not paying? Are we not paying? Are we not applying the road that we paid for that will be reconstructed? Are we not? When you buy a car, I had to buy a brand new car, but maybe when I buy one, I may not be able to drive it on the Nigerian road. But the one I bought, the one I'm using, in less than 6 months, I must take it to the mechanic for servicing.
Routine check.
That is it. When you go talk about schools, you pay for the school fees. The school go on strike because the lecturers are not paid.
Afolabi, when will Nigeria be the Nigeria of our dreams?
I was going to ask that.
That is when me, you, and our audience see Nigerians as a place that we all should take as a business. Because we are not taking it as business. Our political elite are seeing it as business. Election is forthcoming. So people don't have the voters card. They are not in any party. They don't group themselves. They don't belong. We see how Trump came back to become the next president. You see how he became the first president. But yeah, we have left everything to them. They know that.
Does our votes actually count?
Yes, our vote counts. Babade Dibu has said, and I can confirm, that you can only rig where you're popular. You can only rig where you're popular.
We have to go this morning. Afolabi, thank you for joining us in the studio.
Thank you for having me always here.
We hope next time we call you will be here.
This is my second home. I've said that to you.
All right, thank you for being a part of the show so far. The show is still Daybreak Live on Dominion Television, and with Afolabi, who is a public affairs analyst, we have been doing justice to the major stories on the pages of the newspaper this morning. Don't forget, you can watch us live on our website at dominion.org.ng, dominion.org.ng. You can also watch us live on YouTube at Dominion Broadcast. And of course, link up with us on all other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and of course on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll be going straight to Trend Watch as Orsarino Masaba and of course Moreya Olua Akintoba are waiting for us.